Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So I recently received a question from a new scrapper asking me if ceramic cooktops were the same value and scrap as your traditional electric cooktop stoves. And the beautiful thing about all ovens is they are almost 100% scrappable. You can bring them in full or whole and you will get at a scrapyard appliance weight price, which is about 5 cents a pound, and they are very heavy. Ovens can weigh anywhere between 130 pounds to 180 pounds. I've seen both, and I'm sure there's some that are bigger and some that are smaller. And the beautiful thing about all ovens as well is they have a great source of brass, copper, silver, and other great valuable items in here that is awesome for scrapping. So what I have behind me is actually a ceramic cooktop that I actually picked up last week on garbage day, and do want to talk a little bit about the differences between them and obviously show you what is underneath the top here for anyone that is curious. So here we go. The first thing to answer that question, the difference between this ceramic cooktop and your electric cooktops is the electric ones do have the top coils here that do get hot. And a lot of people, when they bring in their stoves, they will forget that these coils are actually their own category at a scrapyard. These are actually worth more money than the top, which is going to be tin. And if you put a magnet to it, you can see the magnet does not stick to the coils here. It does stick in the middle. It does stick to the bottom part here. But these coils are going to be worth about 20 to 25 cents a pound, which is way better than tin if I was to bring the top in and get tin price, which is about 6 to 8 cents a pound right now. Especially in London, Ontario, tin has actually dropped under 9 cents a pound. So still an excellent price. But a couple weeks ago, it was at about 16 cents a pound. So you definitely want to make sure these are taken out of your electric cooktop. The ceramic ones do have inside of them, and this is another thing that people forget to take out inside the oven. This too is your heating element. So again, this is non-magnetic. The only thing magnetic are these bars, and I just use a hammer. There is a small little bit of pinched groove there. They will come out relatively easy with a pair of pliers. But this heating element, as I said, is going to be the same category as these coils. So I put all of these together. So both the ceramic cooktop and the electric ones do have these inside of them. So you definitely want to make sure that you take those out. The nice thing about these stoves is they also have a beautiful copper cord here. I love ovens for this. A lot of times people, especially if they have smaller vehicles, they will just cut this cord off. And you can see this cord, very thick, beautiful brass prongs. There's about 7 ounces of clean brass on there once I take these off. And brass right now is going for $3.58 a pound in London, Ontario. So an excellent thing. Some people do leave them on for the weight of this wire. But again, in my opinion, these ones, given especially the thickness of these, easy to take off and better to maximize your profit. So very easy to take them off. I actually do have a video showing you how to do it very easily. So if you're interested, check that out. The rest of this wire, this is heavy. This is about 1.5 pounds of wire. And if I was to bring this into a scrapyard as is, I'm going to get what we call 40% appliance wire. And the reason we call this 40% appliance wire is because it has a large exterior coating of plastic. As well, inside of it, I'm going to show you this side, you can see 3 coated strands of copper. A scrapyard will look at, when they value and classify appliance wire, as 40% and 60%. They look at copper recovery and plastic to copper ratio. Because there is 2 coatings of plastic on here, I have more plastic, less copper, and so this is going to be 40%. And the nice thing about 40% appliance wire is it is still going right now for $1.58 in London, Ontario, which is an excellent price. This wire right here, however, just these strands right here, I am going to cut these off because this wire right here is actually going to be higher value. This does not have an outer coating on it. This is going to be 60% appliance wire. And currently right now in London, Ontario, this wire is going for $2.68 a pound Canadian, which is an amazing price as well. This kind of wire, I do talk a lot about if it is worth taking the outer coating off or not to upgrade. Cords like microwaves and dehumidifiers, I will not take that off. But given the thickness of this wire, very easy to do, I will remove this just with a knife and I will upgrade this entire cord into my 60%. As well, the nice thing about this kind of wire as well, it has a large strand right there of clean copper, and this copper is going to be number 2 copper, and currently number 2 copper is going for $4.46 a pound in London, Ontario. So definitely a lot better to take that out and clean this outer casing off to upgrade this. So a beautiful oven cord. You do find these as well on dryers, so definitely both of these do have these on all ovens, so an excellent piece of scrappable material. And the nice thing about these, I am going to remove this. This top right here does come off. It does have, if I put a magnet to it, this is magnetic, so this is going to be tin. This top is glass, but the nice thing about this piece, because there is a lot of tin holding this in, I actually do not need to remove this tempered glass. I'm going to bring this in and get tin weight, and I do have a scale right here. I'm just going to weigh it for you. There's my scale. Just going to put it down, hold it just quickly. This is going to weigh about 11 pounds as is. So 11 pounds. As I said, tin prices have gone down a little bit, but still going to get about 8 to 10 cents a pound right now, and it does vary depending on where you are, but it's going to be a lot better value taking these things off than if I was to bring this oven in whole. Now that I've removed the faceplate, here are my coils that you can see. I am going to look at this control panel box in a minute, but I've actually never opened any. I've only had one of these before, but you can see the coils here. Just going to cut a couple of these wires just so I can open it, show you, bring it up to the camera. So here is my coils. You can see these coils go in and out. It does have some, looks like cork inside of that. Yes, it is cork. And I am going to leave the cork in here. I do have some nice wire here again. I'm going to make sure I look inside. That is copper inside. You do want to check. Sometimes people or the manufacturers will use aluminum wire. But again, once I cut it open, easy to see. If I cut it open and it reveals a metallic look, then it is going to be aluminum. So you definitely don't want to put that into your appliance wire. So all of this, again, is going to go into, because it's one coating of plastic, or this is almost like a mesh. This is going to be my 60%. Inside of here, I am going to break this one open just to show you. But these coils, the difference between these coils and the ones I showed you earlier is these are magnetic coils. As well, the back frame here, this is also magnetic. So this whole thing, I'm just going to throw into tin. I do want to break this box open. I'm just going to put my safety glasses on just to show you what's inside of here. Okay, just going to take it. There is a heating element here. Put a magnet to it. That does not stick, but there is, you can see, I just broke it on purpose here to show you. This is like a glass or ceramic inside. It's non-magnetic, but I'm going to leave that on there. But to open this up, as you can see, this is just a paper. Grab a file here to show you what's inside of it. Here is some really nice brass. I'm going to pull out these prongs. And you're also going to see inside of here, once I open it, some silver. So I'm just going to start pulling at this in a second, break it open for you. Okay, that's why I'm also wearing safety glasses. There we go. Okay, so right here, I'm going to pull this out. You can see, turn this around. there is that dot at the top is actually a small little bit of silver. So each one of these are kind of relay boxes. There's connectors on here. So that is silver. And again, you also have some really nice brass. I do remove these brass prongs. I will put these into brass. I'll leave this as wire. But all of these boxes are going to have, once I remove, I'm just going to take this part off just so I can bring it up to the camera to show you. Inside, there is right here a little bit of silver contacts boxes throughout this box, as well as, once I remove this, these prongs. Look at how nice that brass is right here. All of these prongs are also going to be brass. If I put a magnet to it, you can see, oh, hang on, sorry. These are brass. The top prongs are magnetic, so sorry. These are going to be just going to go into my tin pile, but the coils do have the brass connectors, so I got to make sure I check that. Definitely don't want to throw those into brass if they are not brass. But the rest of this box, you can see some really nice, once I start playing with it. Each one of these, there's another silver contact. So these are all going to have 2 or 4 silver contacts. And they're not huge, but it's still free silver. And I definitely want to store that up. So every one of these coils, and I have 5 of them here. The rest of this bottom box, like you can see, it does stick. So this is another good piece of tin. There's probably 10 pounds here as well, or probably more, which is awesome. And the last thing I want to look at here is my control panel. And I do have another video on control panels. And I love control panels because they have excellent brass inside of them. They are an awesome source of scrap. There's still tin on there, so I'm just going to remove this. But again, some really nice 60% wire there, some nice tin, and all of this is going to be diverted from the landfill. The last thing, as I said, my stovetop. In order to get the control panels, I do have to pull the knobs. There are 2 screws, but on the back, you can see a beautiful circuit board here, tons of 60% wire, and what I love right here, every one of these buttons is gonna have silver and brass. So just gonna quickly pull these off for you. Gonna look at this one, pull this one, look at the cords on this. And I did also have a question from someone about 60% and 40% wire. They asked about things like this. A lot of times on electronics, you will see large wires that have a big hunk of plastic. And even though this wire is going to be 60%, especially because of the price, the high price right now at a scrapyard for wire, you may want to, and this is what I do, again, it depends on your scrapyard, but I will actually remove the plastic part. I will put this into my 40% recovery and this into my 60. So I think sometimes you'll get that back and forth with the scrapyard, especially if it's mixed. You're still getting a good price. Definitely there is some nice brass prongs in there, but you will get some value for this. So as I said, this is going to be my 40%. I have seen some scrapyards take this and put it into low grade. So again, it depends on where you go. It depends on how much you have, but I will take this because this is definitely higher value. And the last thing I want to do is have it all together and work hard at separating it, and they give me the lower value for it. So again, you might want to check, but I'm going to take out my circuit board here. Beautiful circuit board. I can see already there's a couple aluminum, there's silver contacts on here as well. I got some nice pieces of copper. So just gonna cut this right now. I'll clean it up later. But here is my main control panel. You can see here the push buttons. Here I have right here these white boxes, 1, 2, 2 large relay, 3 large relay boxes. These are gonna have a small spool of copper in them. As well, just like I showed you earlier, there is going to be a nice dot of silver. I have this connector here This is going to be copper, number 2 copper. All of these, you will see these on connecting to aluminum heat sink, so you definitely want to get those. I'm looking if there is any silver oscillators. No, but the rest of this, once I remove these silver contact or relay boxes, the rest of this is going to be electronic waste or e-waste, and I'm still going to get 5 to 6 cents a pound for this circuit board, so that's great. I do have to remove it from this plastic. I don't see, if I take this, I'm going to just open this, but sometimes you will see a Mylar board, and just like any type of microwave or a cooktop, and I do not see it on there, so you do want to check. But anytime you have like keyboards, they will have a thin sheet of looks to be that has like push buttons and silver all the way through it. That is a Mylar board, and there is silver in there, but this one does not have it, and I will store those up just to show you. Here's one right here I took out. So there, that is what it would look like, but this does not have it. This is off of a microwave, so that is okay. This control panel, very easy to do. I'm just going to break it open here. Again, put my safety glasses on. Use a hammer. If I can find my hammer, there's one. I need to clean up this office today, or this garage. So, beautiful. As I said, love these things. Look at that huge silver contact. Here is some more copper on that. Got some brass connected to it. You're going to see there is another one. Look at that. There's another silver contact right there. Some nice brass on there. Inside of here, my prongs. These prongs are going to be brass as well. So this is one of your control dials. I have 4 of them here. You can see. I'm just going to also remove this. I have one more up here that I'm just going to snap out. But I want to show this one too. Look at this one. Just a small one, but definitely a goodie. I'm going to cut this out. This is just another one of them buttons on the control. Has a timer. Look at the beautiful yellow brass that comes out of that as well. So some great items. There's another one, an on and off switch up top here. Some awesome, awesome things on a control panel. So very similar to your electric cooktops. And I did just actually release a video on control boards from ovens. So very similar. Love these things, loaded with silver, brass, copper. And the rest of this, once I remove the goodies, this is also going to be 100% scrappable because this is going to go into my tin shred as well. So excellent question. Yes, the only difference between these are electric stoves do have the top coils. These coils, as I said, are a separate category, about 30 cents a pound right now in London, Ontario. Definitely want to separate them, and they are heavy. If I had 4 of these, which I do, I can already feel here, there's already about 3.5 pounds right here. So you got about 6 pounds. You're inside. Both ovens are going to have this heating coil. So again, this is all going to be together and way better price than tin shred. And very easy to take out. All it was is 2 bolts inside or 2 screws inside. It comes right out. These ones will actually just be hooked on and you just actually pop them out. Very easy to do. You've seen people do it all the time. If you had one of these ovens, they pop them out and clean underneath of it if they spilled any type of food or liquid on their stovetop. But again, definitely a different category. And as well, all of your ovens have a beautiful thick appliance cord. So great question. Thank you for that. As I said, I don't find a lot of these, but again, all scrappable as is. A nice oven just found by accident on myself going to drop my kids off at school. So you'll find them anywhere and every day, even sometimes as this one, not even on garbage day. So great question. Thank you for it. Hope that answered the question. Please continue asking away. I will do my best to answer them. For all of you men out there watching, today is Father's Day, so a very big happy Father's Day to all of you. My dad, a huge inspiration and role model for me that I continue to look up to and ask for guidance and has helped me along on my journey in life. So thank you to my dad for all that he does and continues to do. And all of you other men out there that continue to make a difference in everyone's lives. So happy scrapping, happy Father's Day. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Tin Man out.